What is going on, my empathy enjoyers and empathy havers? Hope everyone's having a fantastic evening. So yesterday I dropped a video talking about Idubbbz and his apology to the Kleins, and Idubbbz apologizing for the disgusting stuff that he was spreading regarding Ethan's kids, and that information was said by Destiny, that unhinged Twitch streamer. Idubbbz decided to promote said information, which is beyond fake news. But did that stop Idubbbz from spreading the information that Ethan Klein molested his kids? No, it did not. I was quite shocked to see Idubbbz apologize to Ethan. Throughout the video, I was just like, this is kind of crazy. Like, Idubbbz apologizing. The title that I put wasn't clickbait. I was legitimately not expecting Idubbbz to go down that route and apologize to Ethan. Looks like you fully develop empathy at 36, not 32. 36 is a new number, so that's great information to know. But looks like I might have been wrong about this situation, and he didn't say this because he meant it or out of the kindness of his heart, or because he legitimately felt bad for what he said, which I thought that was the reason. But it looks like the only reason why Ian apologized to Ethan publicly is because Ethan sent him a cease and desist letter, essentially saying, yo dude, knock that shit off or we will sue you.
This is fantastic, you guys. Ian has issued an apology for making the silly joke that I molest my children. By the way, Carolyn Kwan, do you have a problem with that? That your bestie Anisa says I molest my children? You fucking degenerate loser. Because you spent months and months directly interfacing and shouting out a vile, disgusting, degenerate snark, and all the same people on Twitter. Now suddenly you change your heart. I wonder if there's another reason. I feel like a lot of people reacted to this, and it's so funny because I'm the only one that has the additional context that makes this all make sense, and I'm gonna give it to you guys after the clip. So stand back and stand by.
I'm thinking to myself, if it turns out and Ethan reveals to us that the only reason why Idubbbz had this change of heart and saying crazy shit about his kids, I mean, if it turns out that the only reason why he publicly apologized and felt bad for doing this is because he got threatened with the lawsuit and got sent a cease and desist letter, at that point, I'm just like, well, guess I was wrong. Guess I took an L for actually believing that Idubbbz had changed and he got empathy 4 years later than most of us would get at 32. But I mean, would I be surprised? No. But would it suck? Yeah, because at that point I'll be like, man, I thought this guy was genuine. I thought this guy had a little bit of decency left. And he saw the stupid shit he was saying and he was like, you know what, let me fix that. You know what I mean? Let me apologize. If Ethan is about to reveal that the only reason why Idubbbz apologized is because he's getting scared that he might be getting sued, I mean, at that point, don't have any empathy and just go back to harassing 17-year-old Tana Mango and saying the N-word as a 40-year-old. You might as well go all in. I low-key feel a bit dumb, and I feel like I got cheated on for actually believing Idubbbz was being real or genuine for once. This is what I get for being a nice guy.
No, you platformed it because you're a fucking cowardly loser, right? And you thought it was fucking cute.
Now, because I don't want you guys to be as down bad financially as Idubbbz, listen up. Hey there. Yes, I'm looking at you. Do you want to potentially earn $1,000? Well, listen up. Recently, a jury ordered Meta and YouTube to pay millions for their role in designing and promoting addictive platforms. They knew their apps could contribute to anxiety, depression, and body issues, but they did not share those risks while prioritizing profits. The recent historic verdict underscores the consequences of those actions. If you or your child spend years growing up on social media and experience serious mental health struggles, you should hear this. Morgan & Morgan is stepping up to hold these platforms accountable for the harm they caused. You can use the link in my description or scan the QR code to take a short quiz to see if you qualify for a case. And by the way, this is completely free and you may be entitled for compensation. And with that said, let's just get right back
to platform this horrific, disgusting thing. I mean, that honestly, I would never say that about like, that's something like, okay, bro, you've clearly lost it. And everybody said it at the time. Everybody talked about it. All of a sudden now he's got to change of heart. Okay. The second Idubbbz stopped talking about us happened to coincide when I took into my service some fine Canadian lawyers. That's right. Lawyers that specialize in defamation. And by the way, I really don't think that's okay thing to put out. Some fine Canadian defamation lawyers that sent a letter to Anisa and Ian demanding a retraction and a halting of the defamatory statements that I molest my children. And the day after that, the scorched lagoon was slain like smog. There was only one skill shown, and it was the threat of a lawsuit. It's not because they're principled. It's not because he's above it. In fact, they're hurting bad. Look at him. His shit is fucking falling off so hard. It's crazy how hard it's fallen off. It was literally the day he stopped talking about it, right?
Well, now I just look and feel low-key kind of stupid. Oh my god, there's just no way. The only reason why Ian had a change of heart was because he got threatened with a lawsuit. I mean, at this point, if you ask me, in my very humble opinion, you got what you wanted. I'm talking about Ethan, right? Ethan got what he wanted. Ian, Jomha, and he has stopped platforming the disgusting allegations. I understand why Ethan would want to sue them. I'm not a father. I can't imagine how it must feel to have these insane, they're not even allegations at this point because it's just not real. There's nothing, but just having these lies made about you and your kids, I'm sure it's disgusted and you hate it and you're annoyed by it. It's a tricky situation because at this point, Idubbbz, what else does he have to lose at this point? Now, do I have any empathy for Ian and him potentially getting sued? Absolutely fucking not. I do not care. Essentially, he is what started all of this with his shitty content cop and him having his son and Frogan and Denims and, you know, the retarded squad pulling up and trying to take Ethan down with lies. All of that pretty much got started because of the Idubbbz content cop on H3. And now he's like, yeah, guys, I want to back down. I don't want to play anymore. It's like, no, I get where Ethan is coming from. But at this point, if I got to keep it real, it's just sad and pathetic. I mean, Idubbbz is just, he's just a fucking loser with nothing left at this point. Would it be worth the trouble and the money? Like, I know that Ethan has the money, but what are you gonna get out of this? I mean, unless he continues to spread the lies that Destiny put out. If that were to happen and he goes back to being that $1 discount dragon thingy and says, yeah, Ethan molested his children and he does this and yet again, well, then I'm okay. Then I would be like, you know what? Sue him for everything he has at that point. I don't give a fuck. And he's low-key asking for it. I think the cease and desist scared them enough to shut the fuck up.
America, love America. I wouldn't even bother threatening to sue him because in our great state we have anti-slap laws that make it extraordinarily difficult to sue public figures for defamation, and we have this extreme appreciation for free speech in the First Amendment. Now let me tell you something. Ian, he hates America. He wants to get as far away as possible. He thinks this place sucks. So he moved to the northern wall and pledged to the Night Watch. But let me tell you something about Canada, the North. Defamation laws ain't quite the same up there. And when I spoke to an attorney about it and showed it to him, they're like, yeah, no, this is quite bad. This is definitely actionable here in Canada. In America, in California, you could say that. Could have said that. But in Canada...
Why do you think we do our show here?
Exactly. Exactly. You think I could do this show in Edmonton? But now that you're in Canada, I found me a Canadian lawyer who's pretty gung-ho about suing you.
That's America.
And I might just do that.
Wait, but he's apologized.
Yeah, but the damage is done.
So this apology was not, because I see people, they're taking this to mean that you threatened them and that in response he's apologizing. No,
We're
just
in
doing
talks.
Oh, okay.
They're desperate to prevent litigation.
Gotcha.
And they've preemptively apologized out of pure patheticness. But, you know, in my opinion, because there's no agreement. You just want to go, oh, I'm so sorry. Please, my principles.
Don't just be sorry. Think for one fucking second.
Exactly.
I mean, shit, this is a lot more complex than I thought. This is above my pay grade. I'm no lawyer. I'm just a YN that talks about shit that he finds interesting, right? Literally it, not that deep. I'm not an expert at anything. But once again, I ask myself, you know, just your average guy, just a dude with an opinion, if you will. Is there like anything to gain from this? Ethan won. Is it worth the effort and money just to shit on this guy who already lost everything? Idubbbz doesn't have anything. He lost everything. No one gives a fuck about Idubbbz in the Big 26, and no one has cared about Idubbbz since 2021. Let's just keep it real, and I'm being pretty generous here. The guy is as down bad as you can possibly get. This doesn't get any more sadder and pathetic-er, yes, I just came up with that, than the Idubbbz situation. This guy's finished. Ethan and the Slob Tubers have finished on Idubbbz and Anisa. If anything, I'm the real victim for believing Ian's lies. Now, I personally don't give a fuck if Ethan sues Idubbbz. Like, I don't care. It doesn't harm me in any way, shape, or form, so I don't care. Here we have a actual lawyer. Legal Mindset says, not surprised that Idubbbz bent the knee as he isn't in a financial position to weather a Klein lawsuit. Asking a local attorney asked to confirm whether this would be a defamation in Canada was a wise move by Ethan. So that's pretty much where we're at with the whole situation. And if anything, if you ask me once again, I think the real victim here is sensitive society. I believe this guy, and Ian did me so dirty. Hell, I might have to sue Ian for emotional distress now. You fucking lied to me, dude. I actually was like, man, look at this guy with a little bit of empathy. Look at that. He only apologized because he was about to get fucking sued. Thank you for watching. I'll keep you guys updated. Make sure you check out Morgan & Morgan, scan the code or the link in the description, whatever, wherever it might be. That said, I am out. Thank you for watching. Peace.